such a big audience, no pressure. I'm going to sit down. My name is Noriko. It's been a pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm very, very thankful for everyone at my company called Studio L. This is, okay, it's here. Right, I'm coming from Japan, a company called Studio L. We're about 20 people, we're quite young. This is where we work. We annually work like 60 projects, and we're only 20 people, so it's really difficult to cover everything. I'm going to explain to you about what we do. What we do is called community design. Community design is empowering a local community to find and solve issues by design. Now, often people mistake us because we are community designers, so people think we can rescue the community, but we cannot rescue a community. We need a community to rescue a community. We help the community to find the social issues and get them involved with the solution. So this is how it works. And I'm going to show you where I work. You probably saw the picture of Japan, probably Tokyo. You see millions of people walking across the traffic lights. This is none of that. And places I work is almost no one is there. And there's a high street with empty spaces, and a station with no people walking. And if you find the people, they're elderly people. So you don't really see the people, but you only work with the elderly people. This is all to do with the Japanese population demographic. This shows the past, the future of Japanese demographic. On your left-hand side, that's the past. On your right-hand side, that's future. In 1950 to 2060. In 2012, Japanese population went down sharply, really fast. So the population declining is happening, but the more severe problem is about the balance of demographic. The blue indicates the 0 to 14 years old. Red indicates 15 to 64 years old. They're the most people who contribute to our economy. Now, light green shows 65 to 74. Purple is over 75. If you see the light blue is just going down, so is red. But the light green and purple, they are increasing. This is unbalanced demographic. This is why we see no one at the station or empty spaces in the high street. But there are other social issues in Japan not directly related to population. There is a gap in health, gap in education, a gap in economy, or lifestyle-related diseases, mental health, everything that's causing a Japanese problem. And most of the things are covered by public services, but as you saw, the Japanese population is declining. So is tax income. That means there's a cutbacks in public services. It's difficult to support everyone for everything. So one of our aims is to increase the number of people who participate in the local activities. This is showing the population again in blue. And the orange shows the number of participation in the local community. And this orange thing is our guess, so this is not accurate. It's 1910, when Japan was still fighting in civil war. The population was 500 million people. It was less than 50%. It's less than half of our current population. So people needed to support each other in order to live every day. After 2 world wars, we have seen many success, and Japanese people started to make babies. So population started to grow. It started to grow and then it went up to the top in 2012. And when the people started to work so hard, people started to move to Tokyo in order to make money. So people who used to live in regional cities moved out to Tokyo, so the population started to decline in the regional cities outside Tokyo. And so that they have detachment to the local community, so people started to struggle with their local issues. We wanted to bring up the number of participation in the local community in order to support each other again. Now this is what we believe. There is no participation, no future. But it's so difficult to participate if you're young. You're not really interested in your local community. You have more such things like fun. So we need to have fun in order to participate. Now I'm going to show you some example of what I do. This is a project in the northern part of the city called Akita. I'm going to show you the rate of Akita's aging population. Akita Prefecture is the highest number of aging population in Japan. They're the top in Japan. And Japanese rate of aging population in Japan is about that part in red. And where I work is Akita City, which is still higher than the Japanese average rate. Akita City joined age-friendly city, which is led by WHO. 1 in 3 people become over 65 in 2025, and they joined the AFC Global Network in December 2011. Akita, they have 8 categories to make a city an age-friendly city, one of which is social engagement. So they've asked us to find out how we can get involved with the seniors, elderly people, to participate in a local activity. But we said we don't really know who they are, because I'm not old enough to understand who they are. Well, most of the people here don't really understand who they are, how they live, what they eat, how they dress. So we wanted to learn about their lives. But in order to understand how they live, we needed to sort of delete the image of this elderly people. Once you hear the elderly people, you just immediately think they're the vulnerable people. So we wanted to find out that's the truth or not. And we named them different way as well. I put that down there, the senpai, which is the word for senior. Like you call your senior student in the school. So we call them in senpai, and we just asked people what's the best way to learn. Well, we came up with an answer to plan a participatory exhibition about their lives. And this is our exhibition. This is called the 2,240 years old style. This is to reveal the secrets of living a long life, because we don't know. So this is to know the reality of their lives. This is to remind the visitor about their families and neighbors, because you see the elderly people around you, but you forget about them, because you see no one is aging. And to think senpai, the senior, as people needed instead of people in need. These are the people who we went to research. It's 29 people, as I said, 2,240 years old worth lifestyle. So they're average about 78 years old. This is how we researched. We went to visit their homes and interviewed. As you can see, they're not happy. They're not happy about me, because they don't know me. They're very, very, very cautious. The guy on the left, top left, that place I'm just taking a picture, that's a front door. I didn't even take off my shoes. because he was so cautious. He didn't let me get into his house. But we visited so many times. They opened up a little. They opened up a little, and then the lady on the left, she opened up her wardrobe to show me how she dresses. And some people opened up a fridge, and they show me money in the fridge. I didn't know why. And some of them show me how they live, their expenditure, their spending, monthly spending. So it really opened up. We also went outside to do the field work. We went to the supermarket to see what they buy. It was amazing. And we also watched the people, how they dress, like street photos that you take for the fashionable people on the street, like you do for the young people. But we did it for old people. And we also went to see the secrets of their energy. The one on the bottom right, they're doing a karaoke show, the singing thing, but in the daytime, because during the evening they sleep, so they go there during the daytime. And if you're lucky, you can sing with a male partner. There's usually one male partner in the audience, and that's the only one. All the others are ladies, so you have to compete to get the partner. Anyway, we have done this exhibition in a very cool modern building. This has been designed by Tadao Ando, who has people who probably in architecture would know, or in art would know. This is very modern. We have shown this. This is the lifestyle of senpai's lives. We have created the sections of how they wear. We discovered lots of secrets, one of which is when they dress up. Apart from the daytime karaoke session, they dress up on occasion to go to the hospital. That's their occasion to dress up. So when you see your mother dress up, that's a sign for her to go to hospital. So don't suspect about anything secret. It's just to go to hospital. And this is how they eat. When we went to supermarket, we asked the people to let us take a picture of the basket. So we can see, we reconstructed that with a supermarket basket. And we also filmed this man who refused me 3 times. I managed to get into his house, asked him to do the cooking, because he told me that he does cooking every day for his lunches and dinners. So we set up a camera while he's cooking his ramen, the noodles. He's so practical, and it was so impressive. So we have shown that in the exhibition. And we also reconstructed the fridge. As I said, there is money in it. There are also empty box. There's nothing in it, but it's freezing because it's in the fridge. So there's some secret that we still can't find out why. We also showed how they live. We took a picture of the people where they live, their living room. And we also brought the stuff, we borrowed the stuff, actual stuff, from one of our volunteers to create his living room. This is his living room, and occasionally he came. So this is a real... It's like a cockpit, an airplane. If you sit there, you see everything and you can reach everything. And this is a living room of this guy who's in his 80s, 81 years old. This is a big secret. If you're young and if you have grandparents, you should listen to this. He lives with his grandson. They're the best match instead of your parent. If you're getting older, and if you have your children to look after, try to refuse that. Ask your grandchildren to look after you. It's the best combination. You should have a one generation gap. You just skip that and then live with your grandparents or grandchildren. And we also researched about where their energy is coming from. The lady who's in the social dance, she's 81 years old. She's very fit. There's a unique baseball in Akita City. There's that one on the bottom left. That's 500 years old baseball is called. Baseball has to be played by 9 people. The age must be over 500 years old. Everyone has to be, all the age has to be added up, and it has to be over 500 years old. So if you're 80, you're very, very welcome. We also researched the lifestyle of the people. So we have shown a story about their lives. This lady who appeared in the social dance, her best friend is in their 40s or 50s. And she also has a boyfriend. That's a secret, so I shouldn't say this in front of you. And she goes to entertain fellow elderly people who are in a nursing home. She should be in a nursing home, but she goes there to entertain them. And we also researched about the relationship of her friends. Now the orange shows her family, pink shows her friends, blue shows social activity, and green shows medical relationship. She doesn't go to the hospital at all. You can tell how you keep yourself healthy and fit. We also invited the like-minded people who get involved with promotion for the exhibition, because when we say we have an exhibition about older people's lifestyle, no one's really interested in it. So we needed people to help us. So we have teamed up the people to promote our exhibition. People came up with an idea to do some kind of promotional event. Some people created a souvenir for them. And finally, we have found 12 clues to happy living. I wanted to show everything, but I don't have time, so I'll show you the biggest one. The biggest secret is to have friends with an age gap, ideally about 20 years old. What we found is there are people who's got friends at the same age as them. But when you lose your friend, your sadness is very big. It's really difficult to fill the hole in your heart with something else. You can't find another best friend. But if you see the people who's a friend with a lot younger than you, like the lady I show you, 40 years old or 50 years old, they don't die before you. No, I'm just joking. But you get to ask to go out more. You get more information. And you have something to teach them. And they will understand what the lives would be for their parents through her or through him. So it works both ways. So the following year, we have started the workshop to make friends with age gap, ideally 20 years apart. So we have created a civic lab to create the friends with age gap. We're just researching how we can do this. Now this is our 3rd year. We started to create more friends with age gap. Now we're just going out and do promotion more. So if you like to live long happily, you should have friends with age gap. Thank you very much.